Man, it has been super warm here in South Louisiana, and that trend is continuing today. The whole time we were driving out here, it was 70 degrees in my truck's thermometer. So Joel and I have come back into this cove that has some spectacularly pretty water. I'm generally not a big topwater fisherman in the fall. Look, I love to do it. I just don't do it a whole lot this time of year, but we're gonna try it today. Well, really, let me rephrase that. Joel is gonna try it. I'm gonna take one for the team and throw a jerkbait. But we've got grass, and we've got some beautiful water back here. So hopefully we can make something happen. If not, heck, we'll resort to Corks. We should definitely find some fish today. Conditions are too good. Wind is blowing out of the northeast, maybe 5. It may pick up today, but man, right now it's just really gorgeous out here. Got a beautiful sunrise, look at this. Look at that, got mullet, Joel. That's a good sign. This is about to happen. Look at that. You got him? You got him?
Yes, I got him. He's really small.
Is he small?
Yeah.
Man, it was a good blow up. It didn't sound that small.
Dude, that was so awesome.
He's little?
Yeah.
Like little?
Nice.
Oh, dude, that's a beautiful trout. That's a beautiful trout. I mean, he's not, trophy, but...
That's much bigger than I thought he was. Dang.
Oh! Another hit. Guess who's not throwing this stick bait very long?
Dude, I was pausing it.
You're gonna get hits on top. Sunglasses. I gotta put mine on as well. Oh, God. This thing never backlashes. I don't know what's up. Something gonna have to change. It's hard to catch fish in 50% of your cast.
Oh my!
You got hit?
Oh,
All right, so Joel is getting hits almost every cast on this topwater bait, and I cannot buy a strike on this jerkbait. I love jerkbait fishing, but I like topwater fishing a little more, especially when they're hitting it. This episode of Marsh Man Masson brought to you by Puglia Sporting Goods. And Joel is fishing the ugliest topwater bait you've ever seen in your life. It's a Mirror sheet dog that he's been fishing at least 2 or 3 years. Paint's all chipped off of it. It looks terrible. But this thing always catches fish. He's changed the hooks out on it a number of times. In fact, he just put some new hooks on it. Look at this thing. Look at this ugly, horrible bait. Look at that. But it's nice and loud. Got that she-dog clatter. I thought it'd be cloudier today, so that's gonna...
I know.
That's gonna limit... Oh, goodness! What an explosion! That looks like a nice fish. Am I right or no?
Yeah, you are right.
Oh, it nice. Came off! That's those new hooks.
Oh, no, that was a really good fish.
All right, I've not gotten a sniff on this jerkbait, so it's time to change. Take me 10 seconds to tie on a topwater.
You gotta be kidding.
And that's what I'm gonna do. Don't hook me, bruh. I got that classic mirror little she-dog clatter. You got him? You lost another one? No, I didn't see it. I'm tying on a bait.
Oh my God. Holy crap, we got some big fish in here. Good Lord.
Daddy putting on his sunglasses because Daddy like his eyeballs. All right, got the topwater tied on. Also a she-dog. This one's got a chrome bottom with a chartreuse top. Man, what a beautiful morning. It was supposed to be cloudy all day today, but it's bluebird above us. Water temperatures, oh, he missed it. Oh, he missed it. Water temp is 73 degrees. So that's gonna limit the duration of our topwater bite. It's not gonna last long.
Dude,
That was a big
freaking gorilla. That was. Dude, they pulled a right. Did he ever have it?
Yeah, he had it. I probably set a little bit early.
Oh!
He missed it.
God, he towed me.
A ton of fish in here, and he's not big. There's a ton of fish in here.
Don't tell me this is gonna be one of those days where they just can't get it. Just slap around it. But that was a ferocious explosion.
Yeah.
He should have had it. Enjoy while it lasts, because that sun's climbing. It's funny, in the late winter and early spring, I don't feel like that sun hurts you at all. I catch many, many speckled trout midday on Topwater. But this time of year, it definitely has a significant impact. Now, it's been overcast every day in South Louisiana, and I thought it was going to be today, but obviously not. So I predict we'll be throwing corks before too very long, but this bite will just have to die for that to happen.
Oh!
Missed him?
Oh!
You got him? Oh, missed another one. Goodness.
It's a bait. Disappeared everything.
That fish didn't look big.
No.
Dude, somebody commented on our Grand Slam video. Y'all sure do miss a lot of fish. You probably need a delay on your hook set or try not setting the hook quite as hard. So I said, thanks for the advice, KVD.
Did he respond?
He didn't respond to that, no. You gonna keep throwing it?
Yeah, I'll throw it.
All right, I'm gonna throw a cork just to keep him honest. Another miss. Let's see if, oh, you get him?
Yep.
Hooked up? Man, here, I'm fishing the cork to keep him honest, and there you're getting bites again. Is he little?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Of course you'd hook up with him.
I know. Oh, he's barely hooked.
Yeah, I think he's a keeper though, huh? Oh yeah. He's a keeper that they laugh at in other states, but he's 13 inches. Let me know if I hook you right in the face, okay? That rougher water. Oh, there he is. Oh.
That's a nice
That's, I mean, it's not a giant, but he will make the team if we're fortunate enough to get him in.
nice fish. I think he's better than you think he is. He likes to downplay it.
No, he's not. Trust me, he is not a giant.
Hey, that's a good fish right there. Look at how clean that water is.
Man, is that pretty. All right, we will take him. And that fish hit when I was adjusting the motor.
Yeah.
He might tell us something.
This episode of Marsh Man Masson brought to you by Matrix Shad and by Cito New Orleans and by Versamax Corks and by Death Grip Jig Heads.
Man, that water's high, Jack. Look at that. Really high. Oh yeah, the bass love that. They love it because they can get the hell. They can get the hell away from you. If I were in a lab trying to design perfect colored water for catching speckled trout, this would be it.
Yeah.
Like this is literally perfect.
You're saying 2 foot of clarity?
Man, it's at least 2. But it's not like gin. It's got a little color to it. You know, it's not like sightfish and redfish water, but it's, man, is it nice. Dude, make a cast directly behind you, please. Like along that shoreline. Just kind of, well, like maybe toward that point. Is that a hit? Sure sounded like one. There he is. There he is. Told you. All right. I get credit for that fish. I mean, at least half credit. That's if you get him anywhere close to the boat. Based on your recent track record, you're about to lose him.
Don't come up, David. Don't shake.
Oh, dude, that's a good trout. Hey, watch my coat. Watch my coat. Oh, don't let him beat himself up. Oh, there he is. There he is. He came back twice. He missed it the first time. This is not a big fish, but it's so fun on top. This is not a big fish. I mean, I think he's gonna make the cut. I think we'll be eating him, but he's not like the one you just caught. There we go. 14-inch fish. I mean, not horrible, but he missed it the first time, came back and got it the second time, and got a hook in the eye. So I'm gonna show you the situation we have here. We've got a bayou that empties into this cove. Beautiful cove out here. I mean, the water in here is just perfect. We've got grass in here, tons of bait. Just a really perfect scenario. We're right at the beginning of the falling tide, but the water's up. We've been having east winds. Hasn't been strong, but it's been out of the east the past few days. That's allowed this water to elevate. Usually I don't like throwing close to shorelines for topwater speckled trout. I like fishing out away from the shorelines and the coves, but with this water up like this, we seem to be doing better closer to these shorelines. Bad thing about starting a day with topwater is, man, it's just so hard to put them away. If these fish are gonna hit them, even just a fish here and there, it's just hard to switch and fish anything else. So Joel, what would you say? One on top is worth how many under a cork?
I'll say
8.
8.
You'd rather catch 1 on top than 8 under a cork, or it's about equal. 8 under a cork is equal to 1 on top.
What would you say?
I'd probably go a little less, maybe 5.
Apparently you don't like topwater.
I guess it depends on,
Size?
well, it definitely depends on size, but I'm saying all things being equal.
Oh
Goodness, he missed it. Oh, come on back. Come on back. Oh, that was a good fish.
He knocked the whole bait out.
Yeah, that wasn't a little one. So obviously you're trying to imitate a mullet with these topwater baits, but the fish this time of year are feasting on white shrimp, but your bigger fish will still eat some mullet. So that's what you're hoping to catch with this, is some bigger trout. And I had a really, really nice fish on earlier that Joel swears was a bass, but it wasn't. He's wrong. It was a big speckled trout. But of course he came off. I'm sure I'll get 52 comments telling me what I did wrong, why he got off. But the reality is, when you throw topwater baits, you're gonna lose some fish. It's just part of the game. You do what you can to minimize the fish's ability to throw that bait, but some of them are just gonna throw it, particularly when they're that big. When you consider a 5-pound trout has just as soft a mouth as a 1-pound trout, but it's got a lot more power to be able to get rid of that bait.
You got a 1 ounce of bait.
Yeah, these baits are heavy, easy to throw. All right, so these are the tough decisions to make, right? We came into this area, caught several fish on topwater first thing in the morning. The topwater bite has died. Why? Probably because the water temperature is high, water clarity is fantastic, the sun keeps popping out, and these fish are not really tuned to feed on mullet imitating baits this time of year. They're keyed on shrimp. So I'm debating leaving this whole area and going somewhere else to go find fish, but it's very, very important to me, at least, to know what the tide's doing in the areas that I'm going. And that's so easy to do now because the USGS has buoys all over the marsh. So I've grabbed a lot of those buoys and made them separate apps on my phone. So all I have to do is click that app, it opens that buoy, and I can see what the water's doing in the area that I intend to fish, or at least very nearby to it. And trust me, I depend on those buoys. I look at them every single day, so I'm familiar with what the tide is doing in that area on that day. People look at tide charts and all that. Obviously, that's valuable, you know, somewhat down the road. But as far as precise tide times, man, wind is so influential that these buoys are just way more valuable than tide charts. Familiarize yourself with those buoys and look at them often. I promise you, you'll catch more fish. Fish?
Yep.
Oh, that's a good trout, Joel. Nice.
Nice fish.
Oh, no, pick him up. You got him right in my coat. When you put that fish in the box, put my coat up on that chair, please. It's a good fish. Thanks for picking my coat up.
How does a fish find a bait in this water?
Yes. Well, believe me, I fished in worse water than this, but
Caught fish.
it's a shame this water's this clarity, because I bet we could put 20-25 in the boat. Right, Joe?
I might force us to do something else, so I guess.
There's a fish. Keeper, but not big.
Hey.
All right. So Joel and I made a fairly big move to get a little bit later in this tide. In this area, the tide's been falling for at least a few hours. Water in here is not nearly as good as what we left. I mean, not even close. But there's still a few fish in here. We're seeing a lot of bait, and that's why those fish are here. Good keeper speckled trout. So when you're fishing water that's this clarity, popping that cork is just so important. Gotta pop a lot. Get their attention. You know, it's a cliche, but really it's true. Like most cliches. But popping that cork's like ringing the dinner bell. It tells them that it's time to eat. Oh, there's a fish. That's a nice one, Joel. Well, he's not a gorilla. Just a real solid speckled trout. Don't have to put him on the tape. 16 inches. Shrimp Creole, matrix shad, 16th ounce, death grip jig head. A deadly combination. I'm gonna come join you back there, buddy. Go! Kind of hurt. It's like I'm 6 again. Well, son, you deserved it. Oh, you suck.
Dude, you gotta know. I have to take the tiger bait out.
Language. Oh, there we go, Joel. Man, these fish are strong. Look at him. Look at this guy. Get in the boat.
Beautiful. Stop. Oh, he took it out of my hand.
Uh-oh.
He took it out of my hand.
I think we have a double.
Oh, yeah. He's not as big as yours.
Well, of course not. All right.
Still a solid fish.
2 at a time. All right, so Joel and I have decided we're gonna kind of give the trout a break. It's not hot and heavy today by any stretch. Definitely putting some fish in the boat and some pretty solid trout at that. But we're getting toward the end of this falling tide, so I wanna go back in the marsh and see what we can catch. Probably be some trout back there as well. Hoping to also bump into some reds and maybe some bass. Man, the bass fishing has been not as good this year, just hasn't. I think things got a little bit salty, but I don't know, we'll see. Maybe we'll find a school of bass and just have a spectacular ending to our trip, but I'm not optimistic in that regard. But I do think we'll definitely find some fish. All right, so one of the great things about being sponsored by Matrix Shad is that I get to try a lot of baits ahead of time, and that's what I'm doing now. This is a lure, looks really like a baby brush hog. It's a prototype creature bait that Matrix is considering making available to the general public, but I'm gonna give it a whirl today and see what I think of it. All right, so Joel and I have come into one of these bayous. We're not very far into it at all. And I gotta tell you, the current is rolling. I mean, it's flying. We got a hard east wind, so it's kind of surprising it's falling this hard, but it is. Maybe even a little too hard. We might have to find some types of current breaks and try and catch fish behind them. You can see how much bank is exposed on this shoreline. This water had been up, man, it's rolling. I'll be shocked if we don't find some fish in here. Shocked. Oh, just spooked a red, look at that. Right at this Trinot's mouth. Yeah, and this water is just perfect. We're gonna find fish. It's a foregone conclusion. I'd love to find some bass. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I think it's a little red, but I hope it's a bass.
Bass, baby.
There we go, baby. Nice. Oh man, is that a sight for sore eyes? Haven't seen one of you guys in a while in these marshes. They really do exist. So today, Joel, we might have to, I mean, I normally like these outside bends, but today we're probably gonna like areas like that, like right behind that point. Probably where they're gonna be. They're gonna be out this current. This current's just too bad. Oh, there we go. What is that, Joel? Another bass. All right. They're back. They are back.
Oh, there he is.
Nice bass. Nope, not nice, but a bass. All right. Man, spectacular day here in South Louisiana. Conditions don't get a whole lot better. We've had some wind today. If I could pick conditions, I'd say maybe about 5 miles an hour less. Other than that, things have been perfect. The fishing was definitely a whole lot better than the company. But I'm sure I'll have to tote him along again at some point in the future. Heck, it's always a great day when you can catch speckled trout on topwater baits. We didn't get any trophies today. We had a couple of fish pushing 20 inches, and that's not bad. Well, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the Marsh Man Masson channel on YouTube, and hit that notification bell next to the subscribe button. And until next time, if we don't see you in the marsh, we'll see you right here on Marsh Man Masson. All right, so I got the beard working. It's No Shave November, Movember, whatever you want to call it. But mostly it's because my wife's been out of town for the past week. She's coming back today, so we'll see if I still have it tomorrow.